What if I told you there's a simple formula to automate the most repetitive, mind-numbing parts of your job? Well, in this explainer, we are going to pull back the curtain on Spark. It's the tool inside SiteStacker that's designed to save you hours of manual work so you can get back to the stuff that really matters. You know the feeling, right? That daily grind of endless clicks, the same updates over and over. It's just a huge drain on your time and, let's be honest, your energy. Energy you could be putting into way more important things. I'm talking about all that little stuff that adds up. Manually updating a CRM record every single time someone donates, or sending out that same welcome email again, or even just hiding a profile on your website because it doesn't have a photo yet. These tasks are absolutely necessary, but they are the perfect things to hand over to an automation. And that is exactly where Spark Automation comes in. Seriously, you should think of it like your own personal assistant who lives inside SiteStalker, just waiting to take all those tedious tasks off your plate. So, what is Spark, really? Okay, the technical term is an event-based automation engine, but all that means is that when something specific happens in your system, we'll call that the event, Spark sees it and automatically does a specific action that you told it to do. That's the outcome. And here's the best part. The real beauty of Spark is just how simple it is. Everything it does, no matter how complex it seems, boils down to one super simple formula. Once you get this logic, you can automate almost anything. Okay, check this out. Here's that formula in action. It all starts with a trigger. Let's say a donor gives more than $1,000. That action creates an event in the system. Spark sees that event happen and bam, it fires off the outcomes you set up. Maybe it sends a notification to your major gift officer, and it automatically tags that donor's record as a major donor. See, an event happens and it triggers an automated outcome. That's it. Now, you might be thinking, wait, how is this different from Motion 2? And that is a great question. Here's the key difference. Spark is for those quick one-step actions. An event happens, an outcome occurs. End of story. Motion 2, on the other hand, is for your big multi-step processes, like a whole application workflow that has different stages and approvals. They're both powerful, but Spark is your go-to for those instant event-based automations. All right, enough theory. Let's see how this formula actually plays out in the real world. We're going to walk through a couple of super common examples where Spark is a total game changer. Okay, first up, let's set a goal. We want to make sure that anytime a major donation comes in, our major gift officer gets notified immediately and the donor's record gets updated, all without a single person having to lift a finger. So here's how it works. The event is a new contribution for over $1,000. That's our trigger. The moment that happens, Spark kicks into gear and does two things. First, it pings your major gift officer with a message. Second, it finds that donor's record and slaps that major donor tag on it. It happens instantly. It's always accurate, and it means you never miss a critical opportunity. All right, let's tackle another super common issue, this time from the content side of things. Say you have profiles on your website, maybe for kids needing sponsorship, but you have a rule. No profile should ever be public if it doesn't have a photo. The solution with Spark is it's so elegant. The event is simply a STAS member adding a tag to the profile called Child No Photo. The second that tag gets applied, Spark triggers the outcome. It flips the profile's searchable status to No, and just like that, it's hidden from the public website. And of course, it works perfectly in reverse. Once you finally upload a photo for that child, the event is just removing that Child No Photo tag. Spark sees that happen and triggers the opposite outcome, changing the searchable status back to yes. The profile is now live and visible. All automated. Okay, so now you get the basic formula, right? Event plus outcome. But Spark has a couple of extra tricks up its sleeve that let you build even smarter, more powerful automations. Let's take a quick look. First up are variables. The easiest way to think about these is that they're the if in your formula. They let you get really specific. So instead of having an automation fire on every single donation, you can tell Spark to only fire if the donation is over, say, $500. Or if it's from a brand new donor. Variables give you that pinpoint control. And then we have transformers. These are really cool. They basically let your automations go out and grab related information from other places in the system. For instance, when that donation comes in, a transformer could look up who owns that campaign, grab their name, and then automatically pop it into the thank you email. It makes your automation so much more dynamic and personalized. So why does any of this matter? Well, it all comes down to this. Automation isn't just about being faster, it's about empowering your team. It frees up their time, which is their most valuable resource, so they can stop messing with manual data entry and start focusing on the big picture, strategic work that actually moves your mission forward. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one simple question to noodle on. Now that you've seen what's possible, what's the very first manual, repetitive task in your day that you are going to automate with Spark?